Arizona Central, your one-stop shop for everything Arizona Cardinals in the OMFL. Thank you for joining me today. It has been quite the stir of an off-season, a draft, and I can't believe it. We are already into week 4, and it has been quite a while since I've been able to get an update out there. But I did want to take a few minutes and get one out today just to catch you up through the off-season, through the draft, and where we stand here in week 4 and how our games have went. It has been a tumultuous offseason for us. We had such high expectations after last season, 2 seasons in a row where we are bounced after the first round of the wild card playoffs. We were looking to bounce back, fill in a couple of tight spots, and make a run this season. The issue was cap space, players up for contract, and the opportunity that was going to be there for players to go out and find better contracts in the free agent market. So we did have to start to come up with a new plan to rebuild this team in a quick way and see if we could make a turn to improve our team to go beyond the wild card playoffs. So we did start out or finish this year with an 87 overall team, but we are sitting at 1-3 with some really tough losses. We did spend some money this year, but with a couple of smart moves, we were able to free up about $30 million in money that we could go out and spend in the free agent market. And that's exactly what we did. So let's break down a couple of those free agent signings for you and show you why we decided to bring these players in. Brock Osweiler was probably our key to the guy that we wanted to bring in this past offseason. We really felt like we had taken Jimmy Garoppolo as far as he could take us, but he had a terrible game against the Atlanta Falcons, and we needed to go out and find someone else. Brock was so cheap, there was no one else going after him, and we just couldn't turn away from a 96 throwing power arm with the nice deep accuracy, especially around a team that had high speed receivers. Really interested to bring Brock in. He's got the height, he's got all of the intangibles, the size, the big arm. We do know that he's going to need some improvement in the medium and short throwing areas, but we feel like we can get him where we need to get him. And he's even got a little bit of speed to get out of the way in case that offensive line begins to collapse. We are really excited about adding him to our team, and we really think that he'll help us take the next step. Next up was Danny Vitale, the number 44, the fullback out of Northwestern. Was an 85 overall fullback that was sitting in free agency, and we had to do some battling. We were not looking for a fullback, but with the extra money that we had to be able to spend and his stats that just could not be ignored. He's got 85 speed, 86 acceleration, 84 strength, 84 impact blocking, 77 run blocking, 70 pass blocking, 75 catch. He can do it all. He is a well-rounded fullback, and we were able to spend the contract to get him to come over to Arizona and be that road grading guy. We needed to open up this offense, get that running game established, really focus on our offensive line, our fullback, and our halfback situation. And we could not be more happy to bring in Danny Vitale to this team to help us with that rushing attack. Next was Kenny Stills, the 6-foot receiver that comes to us from Miami. He brings 6 years of experience with him, and man, he really is going to be that stopgap guy for us. We lost a couple of guys at receiver for us that we needed to save money, and the contract was so cheap on him. We got him for 3 years, $2.15 million per year, a $4.59 contract over the 3 years with a $3 million signing bonus. He's got 92 speed, 91 acceleration. He's 6 foot. He can catch the 82 catch in traffic. He's got decent run blocking at 44. Okay, he's not that mauler out there, but he is a very good number 2 receiver for this team, and he has made some outstanding catches for us already this year. He is one of those little pieces that were so cheap, we just couldn't pass him up. We needed him. He was a good stopgap in case we couldn't find anyone in the draft, which we didn't. So Kenny Stills makes a good fit for us as our number 2 wide receiver with the Arizona Cardinals. And lastly, Keith Marshall, the 79 overall, 25-year-old halfback, comes to us after a year with the Saints. The Saints traded for him. He was due for contract. We actually tried to trade for him last year, and it just didn't work out. But Keith Marshall comes to us with 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 85 ball carrying vision. He's got 80 strength, 76 awareness, even got the trucking, the spin move, the juke move, the agility, the elusiveness, everything right where we like to see that. He kind of is that overall running back that can sweep, he can power up the middle, he can do it all, and man, he has paid off big for us. We had to show him the money, we had to give him a nice contract, but again, we weren't spending tons and tons and tons of money. This guy is the back that we're going to build around for the rest of this Madden. He's going to be the guy that sticks it out here. The other guys that we had here in David Johnson and even AJ that was here for a little bit, those dudes got some really big contracts during the free agent period. Keith Marshall is going to be a nice move over to our draft picks, and with the first round selection, the 23rd, we took DeAndre Dykes, defensive tackle out of Texas. The 305-6'3 defensive tackle had a lot of built-in stats that we were looking for. Somebody that could play up front, be strong enough to help us in the run game, but occasionally able to get after the quarterback with his 94 strength, his 86 block shed, his 82 power moves, and his 75 acceleration, not to mention his 77 hit power and 83 pursuit. He will be a day one starter for us, and we're super excited about what DeAndre Dykes adds to our team. We really have 3 either first, second, or third year rookies that we've drafted on that defensive line now, and over the last 3 drafts, we've really rebuilt it and now have a very young, very good, very stout defensive line for our 3-4 attack. The 30th pick in the first round, we took Jeffrey Gouveia, the 295-pound, 6'3 center out of UTEP, was one of the best offensive linemen that were left on the board according to our ratings and our studies that we found. His 89 strength, 85 run blocking, 80 pass blocking, 80 impact blocking are okay stats. Gives us a good base to begin to build on. His star development, though, is what's really going to help him get where we need him to get. At that 90 block, that 85 plus pass block, and that 85 plus impact block, we're hoping that over the next 2 seasons or so that we can get him where we need him to be, and then sooner or later be able to either move out to guard or just be a primary backup for us. Definitely was not a home run with Jeffrey, but he is a good offensive lineman. He did make the team, and with the star development, we do have high hopes that he'll be able to hit the training regiment and be a good player for us. After trading away some second and third rounders to move up into the first round, we did take Cesar Brightful, a 4th round running back. We did draft a couple of other players, but those players were moved to our practice squad. It wasn't a home run draft for us. The last couple of drafts have not been excellent, but the 5'11", 218 running back out of Oregon brings a lot of speed, some nice ball carry vision. We were looking for a guy that can come in and be that third down scat back, maybe even help in the punt and kick return area, maybe a guy that could help us in the screen area. Cesar Brightful is going to be a primary backup for his entire time here in Arizona. He did make the team, but he has had some fumbling issues with his 78 carry and actually had a huge fumble in week 1 that really led to us to fall behind by a large margin, and we weren't able to come back that game. So Cesar has been moved to third running back now, but we are hoping that he can turn some things around. He's got some nice speed. He does make some nice plays for us, but he is not a finished product. The next player that made our team was our 5th round selection, 23rd overall in that round. Darby Spann, 6'2", 206 out of Boston College. Not a superstar burner, but he does have great hands at 86 catch, 83 catch in traffic, can jump out of the gym at 95 jump. Decent release. I mean, okay, 72 is not that great, but we feel like we can build that up. What I really like about Darby is his 59 run block. Darby was going to get moved to the practice squad, but ended up making the team late. He actually was our 5th wide receiver and has not seen any playing time. But as we'll get to later on, we have bumped him into the starting role just because of his big frame at 6'2", and his 59 run blocking is something that we want to take advantage of. It's something that our receivers are missing right now. It is the bread and butter to our team. We have such a good running game that we're going to give Darby a couple of starts and see what he can do here, see if he's got the ability to make his way into a star player here in the OMFL. Let's cover week 1. We faced off against the New York Giants. They traveled to come see us in Arizona. They come away with a 20-17 victory. Unfortunately, we did lose this owner. Nolan rejoined us and ended up leaving us again this Madden, and that is unfortunate. I always enjoy playing Nolan. He was such a good player, great defense, and that is what happened in this game. This was a close back-and-forth battle. But Nolan has a way of forcing you into some really bad throws. And even though I knew better, that's what happened in this game. Had a nice lead, playing good defense, got late in the game, and I started throwing picks left and right. Osweiler is a turnover machine, and since he is my 2nd quarterback to be that means I'm a turnover machine. It's something that we have to work on, and something that is getting our entire focus. He was 13 of 21, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Keith Marshall had a decent day, 10 attempts for 60 yards, a touchdown on a long of 24. John Brown played decent, 5 receptions, 106 yards with a touchdown, a long of 75. John really has helped us stretch the field. The problem is that over the last few weeks, John has had many big-time drops. And this game really goes over to the defense. Tyrann Mathieu has a pick for us. Nyron Ball comes away with a forced fumble. Smart gets a sack. Dykes got his first sack in his first game here in the OMFL. But Collins and Thompson and Wooden forced us into some bad plays, and those interceptions caught up for us. We couldn't make a comeback through too many picks. The New York Giants come away with the 20-17 victory in week 1, and the Cardinals fall to 0-1. Week 2 had us traveling to visit the Vikings, and we come away with a 19-13 point victory. There we go. We got it out. 6 takeaways from our Cardinals defense. They played absolutely amazing. Only allowed 66 rushing yards and 199 passing yards. Really, our defense was all over them and played really great this game. Osweiler again throwing too many picks. 2 picks, 1 touchdown. Only 19 of 26 for 168 yards. Bridgewater, 6 interceptions, 16-34 for 204. McKinnon had 61 yards on the ground, but 46 of them came on 1 rushing play, which went for a touchdown. So the Cardinals defense really played exceptionally well in that play in this game. The defense, though, really is what shined. Patrick Peterson, Williams, Ball, Klofskin, and Williamson. Ball actually got hurt on his and was out for 8 weeks, but these players rushed to the ball, made plays for us, and we needed it. It was a back-and-forth game, but 6 interceptions was really hard to overcome for the Vikings. The Cardinals win this one 19-13 to improve to 1-1. After this game, because of the play of the defense and the lack of play from our offense, and with Ball getting hurt, we had to make a move. So we traded away Tyrann Mathieu to the New Orleans Saints, and we brought in Aaron Lynch. Aaron Lynch brings to us that big, strong side linebacker that can hold off on the run in this 3-4, make plays in the zone. His 91 power moves, his 75 man, 75 zone, 76 strength, his 88 acceleration, 84 block shed. Like, all of this adds up to a really nice linebacker. He's only 26 years old. He's got the fast Devo, automatic starter that we're going to stick in the strong side. When ball comes back, we'll figure out where he plays in. Maybe he's a primary backup role, but this was a big move for us that actually began to pay off, and you'll see that he started to make plays even in week 3 for us as he came away with 2 tackles and a sack. We're really excited about adding Aaron Lynch to our team. Excited to see what happens. In week 3, we got absolutely demolished by the Tampa Bay Bucks, 37-0. This game got out of hand. This was a combination of facing a guy who ran 65, I should say, percent 3 wide receiver, and we had no answer for that 3 wide receiver run, which is against our rules. And unfortunately, when he was asked to adjust, he decided just to leave and took all of his buddies with him. And that is unfortunate, but we keep on trucking. This game really got out of hand. He was going to win this game regardless. Madden just had it out, and he played really good. Keith Marshall is about the only thing we could hang our hat on. 19 rushes for 106 yards. Osweiler, 2 picks. He was only 11 for 20. He had about 2 or 3 other fumbles. I want to say 2 or 3 fumbles and 2 or 3 interceptions were taken back for touchdowns. Evans had 5 receptions for 104 yards. Our defense played pretty good overall, but you can't turn the ball over as many times as we did and expect to win. There's really not a lot to talk about in this game. Our defense held its own, but we could do nothing on offense and had no answer for the 3 wide receiver runs. And then finally, in week number 4, we fall to the 49ers 27-20. Old Meathead is always a joy to play. He and I have had some classic tight battles. I think I won the last game by 1 point. This game was no different. He had 5 defensive sacks, and that ended up forcing us into 3 turnovers. The sacks and turnovers just added up to too much for us to overcome, and we really couldn't do it. We only allowed 158 passing yards, only 45 rushing yards, but still the 49ers continued to cause turnovers and get after the quarterback. Osweiler finished with 252 yards, but 12 of 26, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Again, Keith Marshall played well, 15 for 106 and 2 touchdowns. We really did a good job on defense, but Mr. Wang had 3 touchdowns. He was very efficient, and they protected their quarterback much better than we did. We really could not stop the 49ers from getting after the quarterback. Armstead, I should say, had 2 sacks. Graves had a sack. Amy had 2 sacks. Suh had a sack. Just had no answers for protecting our guy. And because of that, he had to force some throws. It came back to bite us. Now we fall to 1-3 on the season. We go to play the Steelers this week, which is a CPU team here right now. That is our main focus, is stopping the turnovers, being more efficient with the ball, and being able to make plays when we need to make them. We just have not been able to do that. And this has become a serious, serious problem for our offense. Going to start some new wide receivers and see if that helps, especially in this game against the 49ers. Tons of drops. I think on the very last drive that we were driving to try to tie the game, we had 5 to 6 drops just in that drive alone. Too many drops, too many turnovers, too many sacks. This offense is stuck in the mud. We have to get some things figured out. So there you have it. We do have a bottom-rated offense, a top-rated defense, not scoring enough points, giving up way too many points. And that all has to do with the fact that we just continue to turn the ball over. So through 4 weeks, we're sitting at 1-3. Our playoff hopes are all but dead. We really are trying to turn some things around, but we have to be more efficient on offense. I think our 3rd down percentage is somewhere in the 30s. It's just not good. Too many turnovers. Brock Osweiler has to play better. So thank you for tuning in to Arizona Central. And we hope that we can turn things around and get a new video out to you in 2 weeks once we get this CPU game done and get to play another owner. Hopefully Brock Osweiler will be able to concentrate and stop turning the ball over. We'll protect our quarterback a little bit better, and we're looking forward to making that happen. Tune in soon for a Game of the Week and a Press Pass Live that will come out to you this weekend. Thank you again.